Hi friends, and happy Tuesday night, January 11th. I'm Charlene Haravelt with Stampin' with Charlene. And tonight we are going to make a Valentine's Day, or it could be a wedding card. And it's called a peekaboo card. So let me just show you the outside cover. So you just slip off the belly band, and then when you open it up, peekaboo. Isn't that fun? So it's, if you follow along the steps, it's really easy to make. And I love this stamp set and the designer series paper that is used. All of the supplies are Stampin' Up. You can find them on my, you can find them all linked below this video. Please subscribe and hit a little alert button so you can get an email whenever I post a new video. Also remember that from now until the end of February, for every $50 you purchase from Stampin' Up before tax and shipping, you are able to select a free item from the celebration brochure. So if you'd like more information on that, you can just send me an email at charlene@stampinwithcharlene.com, and let's get started on tonight's project. The card is similar to ones that we've made in the past. It's a gatefold card with a belly band with this beautiful die from the Always Dies that's in the brand new mini catalog. But when we open up the folds, there is the peekaboo. And if you look closely, this one's kind of messed up a little bit because this is my sample. But isn't that just, it's so elegant and unexpected. So let me just show you from the catalog, page 10 and page 11. These are all of the supplies that we're going to be working with. So this is the stamp set. It's the Forever and Always stamp set. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the coordinating dies are called the Always Dies. So let's get started on this gorgeous, gorgeous fun card. To start, you want to cut a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock down to 5.5 by 8.5, and you want to score it at 2 1/4, and then flip it around and score it at 2 1/4 on the other side. So both of these little flaps are 2 1/4 inches. And then I took a piece of paper from the True Love Designer Series paper, which is also found on page 11. And you'll see here on my sample that I colored the flowers in, and I used the dark mint macaron Stampin' Blend, and I used the dark pink petal pink Stampin' Blend to color in the flowers. So you can go ahead and do that and then just adhere them to the front of the card. So mine are all colored in, and it's so relaxing to color, isn't it? I mean, I could just color all day. Unfortunately, there's other things to do, like the laundry and making more cards. And if you, well, I messed up here, but if you do it right, you can make it so that the patterns line up. If you take your time and, like I did not do, you can make it so that your flowers line up, but that's okay. No one's gonna know. So just glue these down with your favorite adhesive. I'm using my multi-purpose liquid adhesive. So the front of our card is done, and then we're just gonna take our belly band, and this is 10 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And the way I like to do my belly band is I just start it here at the edge of one of the hinges. And then I just bend it over and bend it over again. And then I'll tuck this under, and I'll put my adhesive right here under this part. And for this, I'm going to use tear and tape adhesive just so that it's a little bit stronger of a hold. So I'll just put a little bit of tear and tape on here. And remember, you are adhering it to the band. You're making a separate band. You're not attaching this to the card. So We'll just put our belly band over the card like that. Now for the decoration that I put on top of the belly band, this is a piece of petal pink cardstock that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then I'm just gonna layer, just for kind of a pop bright effect, a piece of 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 basic white cardstock on top of there. And then I'm gonna top that off with one of our square vellum doilies, just like that. And now get your Stampin' Cut emboss machine out, because we are going to die cut the Always. For the Always, I am using a piece of the beautiful foil paper that comes in the Love You Always foil sheets pack. You get 2 each of 3 different colors in this pack of paper, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This is more of like a rose gold pink, and then there's a brighter pink, and then there's like a Sahara sand, really, really light beige, almost silver color. It's absolutely beautiful. But here's the fun surprise. To die cut this out, I am using the new mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine. It is so adorable. Just look at how cute it is. It actually fits in the frame. This is my first time using it. I'm so excited, and this is actually the perfect time. It's so lightweight. I'm cutting out this and one other die, so I don't have to haul out my big machine, because I'm not using any embossing folders. I'm just using thin, narrow dies that will fit right through this. So because this is a metal die, I want to use my plate number 1. All the instructions are right on here. If you're cutting, it has a little picture guide of what plates you need to use. So I need to use a 1. Then I need to put down a number 2. I love anything miniature. If you know me, you know that like I'm obsessed with miniature things. So this, I'm just freaking out with how cute this is. And then I'm topping it with another number 2 die, and then I am just going to crank this through this cute little mini machine. It's just too adorable, so lightweight. So look at how gorgeous this is on this foil paper. Absolutely, it's just, it's stunning. I don't know what other word to say besides that. So I'm gonna come back over here now that I have this all cut out, and I am going to just put a couple of drops, tiny, tiny drops of my multi-purpose adhesive on here, because I don't want it to, leak out. And I'm going to adhere the Always just to the center of this piece here. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take the belly band off the card, and I'm going to adhere this piece to the belly band. So let's put our glue, our adhesive, on the belly band, and we will set this little guy on top of the belly band, center that on there, and then you can just set this aside to dry, because now we're going to work on the inside of the card, which is creating the peekaboo effect. The first thing that we want to work on is this center piece here for the inside of the card. So for that, you need a piece of, you can use whatever color you want, but I'm just going to stick with the base color of the card, which is petal pink. And this is 3 inches by 5.5 inches. And then I have another piece of the same designer series paper, and that's 2 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So now I just want to go ahead and color in this piece here. So after you get that all colored in, you want to adhere the designer series paper to your petal pink piece. And then get out your stitched shapes, your stitched shapes framelits dies. And this is the second largest circle. And I'm gonna come back here to my adorable mini Stamp and Boss machine and get my plates again. And I am going to take this piece that I just made and, okay, I'm gonna set this down on my plate and then let me move this out of the way for a second. I am taking this circle and I'm gonna put this right here in the center. Center it as best as you can. If you want to use a ruler and measure it and mark it off with a pencil, you can do that too, but you just want to make sure that it's in the center. And then I'll put my other plate on here like that and run it through this little mini adorable thing. So quick and easy. Takes up less space on the desk. Okay, so now we can take this piece and you can set that aside and use it with another project. And now we're left with this. And this we want to adhere to the center of the inside of our card. So you can use a ruler and measure inside from the score lines, or I'm just gonna guess. And I am going to use some tear and tape adhesive because I want to make sure that this is secured down pretty firmly. So I'll just use my tear and tape adhesive and I am just going to eyeball it that it's in the center. And that looks about right. And it's going to go the full length of the card. So 5.5 inches from the top to the bottom. Okay, so now we're gonna move on and make the two pieces on the side that actually create the peekaboo effect in the center. For the two center pieces that make the peekaboo effect, you wanna take 2 pieces of petal pink cardstock, and these are 4 inches by 3.5 inches. And then along the 4-inch side, you want to come in and score that at 1/2 inch. So you'll have 1/2 inch and then you'll have 3.5 inches when you go like this. And along this score line here, you want to put a piece of tear and tape adhesive. So I've done that on both of these pieces. So 4 by 3.5, and then along the 4-inch side, score in 1/2 inch. Okay, now stay with me because it might sound confusing, but it's very easy if you just follow along. So now I have my, this is the 4-inch side is going vertically and the 3.5 inch side is going horizontally. And I'm at the side that's opposite where the tear and tape adhesive is. And I'm just gonna put my ruler up there and I'm gonna make a tick mark at the halfway point, which is at 1 3/4 inches. Then I'm going to move my, turn the paper sideways, and I am going to measure up from that little tick mark that I just made. I'm going to measure up 2 inches. Okay, so 1 3/4 inch tick mark and then a 2-inch tick mark. And now what I'm going to do is from the 2-inch tick mark down to this corner, I am going to draw a pencil line. And then the same thing on this side. From the 2-inch tick mark down to the corner, I'm drawing a pencil line. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and I am going to snip out this piece from the corner up to that 2-inch tick mark. And I'll do it on the other side. And then you can just take your eraser and erase any pencil marks that you have that are remaining. And then you don't need to measure the next one. You can just lay this on top and use that as your guide. And just take your scissors and follow the cut line and do the same thing on this second piece. And believe it or not, we are almost finished. Really not that hard. If you break everything down step by step, really not that difficult. So now let's go back to our card base here. And I'm going to remove the tear and tape adhesive from one of my pieces that I just made. And this is the important part. You want to, this piece here that has the tear and tape adhesive on it, you want to put to the left of the score mark. So you want to attach it to the inside of the flap, not to the base inside of the card. And once again, I am not measuring. I'm looking at my circle here, and then I'm just eyeballing it. But if you want, you could measure, you know, so that it's exactly in the center. But I think people are going to be so wowed by it that they aren't going to care. And then you just want to finagle this and stick it underneath like that. And you can see where this is going. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I want this one to go on this side. I'm just sliding these points underneath the top one here that I just put in. So slide those points underneath, and then you'll see when it's in the correct position there, and then you just want to attach it to that side. And look at that. Let's finagle it down a little bit and it'll close for us. There we go. See? Look at that. You just made this fabulous creation. So now let's go ahead and stamp our message on the inside. I'm going to show you a little trick. For the inside, I'm going to use the with and the you. So the card will say always, and then you open it up and it'll say with you. So you can use this as a supportive card. You can use it as a sympathy card. You know, let your imagination run wild. The important thing with a peekaboo card is that you need to do the sentiment after you put the card together so that you know it will fit inside your little peekaboo area right there. So what I'm going to do is, because these are two separate stamps and I want to make sure that they're even, I am first going to, this is sort of like using the Stamparatus, but I'm just going to use a clear block. I am going to eyeball where I think the center is, and I'm going to put my words down on the center of the card first. And then, of course, my fingers always get in the way and make them crooked. But there's the with and the you. And then I'm just going to take my clear block and pick up the stamps. So now I know that they're exactly on the clear block where I want them to be on the card. And then I'm just going to take my black Memento ink these up. And since they are clear stamps, I'm going to put down my mat underneath to give me some resistance here. And I'm going to stamp this right in the center. Just like that. So let's pretend I have the belly band on here. And to finish the card off, I am going to put two beautiful pearls from our pretty pearl accents right there underneath the always. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so let's pretend that the belly band is on. I'm taking the belly band off, open up the card, and there's the beautiful peekaboo. How fun and gorgeous. And of course, you can use this as a Valentine's Day card. That's originally what this whole entire stamp set was made for. But you can use the love, and then put the you in there, or love you more. So many different things. You can add a flower to the front if you want to. And the designer series paper has so many different patterns on there that you can use to decorate the outside of the card. So I really hope you liked this. I'm calling it a peekaboo card. So it's a gatefold peekaboo card. Let's call it that. So that was a fun little peekaboo card, right? You can make this for anything and put any kind of little peekaboo thing in there. You can make a baby card. Like the possibilities are endless. It just depends on the stamp set that you use and how creative you want to get. So thanks again for watching. check my website, stampinwithcharlene.com, for any updated announcements or specials or promotions from Stampin' Up, or to view other tutorials or templates for different card designs and 3D items. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.